remain blind in certain situations. So I weigh the cost and I say, is it even worth it? And majority of the time, the answer is no. So if the answer is no, why go into all that trouble for nothing? Let me see. Okay. And I know I'm going to turn this off. Give me a second. There we go. Okay. And I will slide you over. Yeah. Okay. Where did you go? All right. Hold on one second, y'all. That's that one. There we go. Okay. Found you. All right. Put you over here. All right. And then let me see about moving all this over here. And I think we'll be good to go. Into the charts. And now let me resume sharing. Okay, and I want to share screen number 1. And let's see if it happens. Screen number 1. Bam. Okay, we're good. All right, we saucy. All right, you guys, we are good to go. We got everything up and running, except for let me hit the record button to get us started. All right, good morning, everybody. This is Uncle Peasy from Super EZ Forex, and I hope you guys had a great week, and a lot of you guys had Monday off. So let's see. Yeah, Miss Donna, I got you as the co-host in here, so not sure. All right, I have you the co-host. It shows right here. All right. Anyway, let's get started. Not much to talk about today. For those who's in my group, I sent out a message to you already that today is the FOMC. Feds are going to be yakking, and at the jawbones, they're going to be talking. And because the Feds are talking today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the market is basically at a standstill. I don't expect a whole lot of movement until after the Fed announcement. Here's the deal. Here's what I heard. Here's what I heard. And I'm not going to be able to say it like this person said it. But what they were explaining is that right now, all transactions that was done in Russia and other countries were done through the US dollar. Okay, so the US dollar was the dominant figure when it came to doing transactions overseas. Everybody would go through the US dollar to do their exchanges. As of right now, I think what I heard was only 13% of countries are using the dollar to do their transactions. So it went from being the dominant dollar to only 13%. Now, why is that? Because they got tired of the US using quote unquote sanctions against them. Okay, Russia and other countries. So in other words, if you didn't do what we liked, we can stop your transactions because you were using those transactions between each other using the standard currency called the US dollar. And so they decided we don't need you and we'll create our own currency and our own transfer system. And that's where the term BRICS come from. Britain, Russia, India, and China. And then there's other countries that joined the board. So right now they have formulated their own outside entity that the US cannot fool with. So therefore, the US is losing its power. If you understand that, type of number 5. I want to make sure you guys are with me so far. Okay. So with that being said, and there's a whole bunch of countries that's joining the board. They're all getting sick and tired of the US. They feel like the US is a bully. And so therefore, The only way the U.S. can bully people is through finances of transactions. But if we don't need your money at all, guess what? Then you mean nothing. The bully has lost its teeth. Okay, you're no more. The dog is trying to bark and bite, but ain't nothing happening. Okay, that's basically how it goes. So that being said, that may force the hand of the feds to have to raise interest rates. So I heard they may have to raise interest rates to stay in step with the value of where the ruble and other currencies that's away from the dollar are getting stronger. So therefore, to strengthen it or to devalue the dollar, whatever they got to do, basically there's going to have to be some form of manipulation by the feds to keep the dollar in competition with the other countries now. That's the end game. How that plays out, and I apologize, I'm not explaining it the best way, but that's basically what it boiled down to. There may be some, or there ain't no maybe, there has to be some form of manipulation that has to take place on the dollar to force it to be able to be valuable again because you lost your value. Okay, you flaunted it too much, you overprinted it too much, and then you tried to weaponize it too much. And so therefore, people don't trust the value of the dollar. And therefore, we are going downhill. There's no other way of saying it. We're heading downhill. And so, it is what it is. And there is a way out. I will say this. There is a way out. But however, going back to what I said, the trouble is if I bring up certain things I'm not a political person, but if I bring up certain things just from a business perspective, people will still see it through their political sheep eyes. And when I say sheep eyes, you can't say anything to people nowadays without them getting upset because they see everything through the lens of what their politicians told them to see. So therefore, even if you have common sense solutions, nobody wants to hear the common sense solutions unless it comes out of the mouth of their political party. Type of amen if you guys are understanding what I'm saying so far. I want to make sure this is making sense to you. I'm very touchy about talking to people about ideas because they will only target me and get upset with me because of their sheepish thinking. They will respond to a simple solution that if it was in our own personal neighborhood, if we had to have a little block party to figure the problem out, we all would have agreed on, okay, this sounds like a simple, straightforward solution. The problem is once you get it involved with people's political perspectives, it gets skewed. And they no longer see a simple solution. They see it as, oh, you must be for or you must be against. No, I'm not for or against. I'm for trying to resolve a problem because it affects your family and my family. That's how I see things. It's business. And we have a way out of this whole situation, and it can be turned over just like that. Just like that. Instantly, we can be wealthy just like that. Problem is because it goes through political parties and political thinking people. And so therefore we're at a stalemate and all families are suffering. And the truth of the matter is things could possibly get a whole lot worse. Why am I so adamant? And I told you guys the truth. My desire for the Forex market got burned out a long time ago because of my journey of what happened to me, which is why I am enthusiastically trying to help you so that you guys don't suffer the consequences of the beating that I took from my journey in Forex. I just don't want that to happen to you, which is why I don't mind teaching free classes, even to the public, whether they buy anything or not. I don't care. Call me a scammer, call me whatever you want, but I think I'm the only one willing to just open up to the public and say, hey, come on in and ask me questions. I know there's others who do online stuff, but they don't open it up and let you ask questions and let you purchase something from it. I don't really care. One of the biggest reasons why is because I'm highly concerned about what I'm seeing. Even though I can't say it, I know what I'm seeing. And I know the information I get behind the scenes. I am highly concerned about a lot of different things. This world is rapidly falling apart. Rapidly. Okay? Rapidly. And as a result of that, I am concerned not for the elites. I am concerned for you. Because at the end of the day, when I'm looking at, okay, Lord, where are resources that people can utilize in case the crap hits the fan? Well, one of the major places is the stock market, and the other place for now is the currency markets. Okay. So there's an abundance of money inside of the Forex market. It's just that we have to learn how to fish it out. Everybody with me? Type the word fish. I want to make sure you guys are hearing everything I'm saying before we get to these charts. You have to know how to fish it out. Okay. How do I get access to it? This is where this free class is coming from. This is where the signals and the copycat service and all that stuff is coming from. It's to help you get some money in your pockets so that in case your job says we don't need you anymore, then at least you're not stuck with nothing. Okay? Because your 401ks and IRAs are only being filled up if you stay employed. What happens if you're no longer employed? What happens to the growth of your 401k and IRA? And this is just real talk. I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just giving you truth. What literally happens to your 401k or IRA? Or better yet, let me rephrase the question. Does your 401k and IRA continue to grow if you're unemployed? Yes or no? I see one answer. Who else? All right. Now you're thinking. Now you're thinking. No, your 401k and IRA takes an instant freeze the moment you are unemployed. That's a challenge. However, the Forex market can still continue to pay you. And for those who are in the copycat, that's why I keep trying to tell you, don't keep trying to watch the charts and watch the trades every minute of the day. It is not meant for that. It is no different from your 401k and IRA. It's meant to grow over time. How fast? We're doing a great job. But sometimes, like today, market is slow. Ain't nothing we can do about that. So a lot of the trades we're in, you're just going to have to wait. But if you weren't paying attention to it and just watching it like once a month, you'll see it grow what they call YOY or MOM. MOM, what you see in news events, is called month over month. Okay, that's what it means. Last month versus this month. They're looking for growth in the stock market when they're checking their month over month reports. So you see this when you're checking my FX book for news events or FX, FX, whatever. I forgot what the other one, FX book or whatever. They got all these different, channels where you can check news events. But you'll see the month over month, the MOM. It's not mom. It's not saying, oh, this is a mom report. No, it's month over month. What they're doing is they're simply checking their reports 1 month from last month and checking to see what's their growth this month. Or you'll see quarter out quarter or QOQ, quarter over quarter, which means last quarter or last 3 months over this 3 months. What happened over the last 3 months versus this 3 months, which typically in the stock market, that's when earnings reports are reported every quarter, 4 times a year. Okay, 4 times 3 is 12. You got 12 months in a year, and they report their earnings every quarter, every 3 months. Okay, and what they're looking for is QOQ, quarter over quarter. In other words, did Tesla do better last quarter than it did this quarter? Okay. Did Amazon do better last quarter or did they do better this quarter? And if they grew from last quarter to this quarter, then people will buy up the stock and it will go haywire. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? That's how you should treat your copycat. Just leave it alone. Let it roll because we're constantly growing it. But sometimes nothing you can do. It just have to wait for the market to speed up. Like today, the market ain't really going nowhere. It's just waiting for the FOMC announcement. Okay. So that is one of my concerns. That's one of my simple solutions that, hey, there's trillions of dollars in the Forex market. And I do believe that you should continue studying, whether you use our service or somebody else's. That's cool to enhance your profile or your portfolio for the time being, but continue to study for yourself. Okay. So that eventually you can do things on your own. And there you go. You're good to go. At least you have an alternative route to provide for your family from an endless resource of money, because you cannot depend on your job. You can't. I'm sorry. Problem is, I hear testimonies or I hear sad stories from people who've been on that job for years, giving their life to that job, put the job over their families. And then the job comes out with their earnings report, their QOQ, last quarter was better than this quarter. Therefore, they say, oh, we got to make some adjustments so that to keep the shareholders happy. And one of the first things they do is head chopping. In other words, they start firing people, lighten up the load of employees we're paying. They don't improve the service. They don't improve the service. They just start cutting people so that next time they would give a report, they can say, oh, we're profitable. But how was you profitable? You didn't do anything different in business. You just fired people and they just gave you more cash back in your pocket that you used to pay your employees. Type of 14, if y'all hear what I'm saying. This is very valuable information that you need to know, because when you're dealing with learning Forex or anything else, you got to take this crap serious. You can't keep playing around, sugarfooting, taking everything lightly, sticking to your nasty bad habits and still expecting to be successful. And then when the crap hits the fan, you want to cry, God, please bless me. And he's saying, I gave you plenty of time. And I gave you a team of people who cares for your well-being, and you didn't take advantage of it. What do you expect me to do? I gave you chances. This is raw talk, but it's the absolute truth. Absolute truth. This is the truth. I don't put my faith in none of these businesses. You're only as good as the numbers you can provide. And I'll repeat that again. You're only as good as the numbers you can provide. That's it. So while you chasing titles, neglecting your family, treating everybody like they ain't nothing, talking to people crazy because you trying to get this promotion and everything else, and you stepping on top of people, and then guess what? Guess what happens? When they really need to cut real quick, they start cutting from the top sometimes too. Why? Because you're the most expensive employee. And all the people you done stepped over trying to get this title and position, you got to humbly get back down and start dealing with them again, with apologies on your lips. You shouldn't have done it in the first place. Don't you put your faith in these people. Type of 45, if y'all hear it clearly what I'm telling you. You better humble yourself. Humble yourself. Nasty attitudes and talking crazy to people, mistreating people, looking down on people. Yeah, you got a pristine job, but guess what? That thing can be blown away with nothing. Trust me, I know. I went from multimillionaire to 1 week away from being homeless. How is that even possible? By the betrayal of people that I trusted. And I literally had to revamp myself through the grace of God. So I know you can have everything at your disposal and everything can be blown away in a way that you never seen coming. So it's better for you to treat people nice and be humble. And while you're on top of the game, use this time to invest wisely. And I'm not talking about investments necessarily. I'm talking about paying off certain bills. And we're going to get to these charts, but let me help you out real quick. Here's what my focus is. My focus is to always remain as debt-free as possible. Because here's what the Bible said, and I found it to be completely true. The reason why, when I lost my millions, I fell into big trouble was because I was young and silly with a lot of money, buying new cars every year and flashing and doing this and that. Same thing that a lot of y'all is trying to attempt to do. You're all about the flash and dash. But the truth of the matter is, use whatever extra you have to pay off whatever you already have. Because the Bible says the borrower is servant to the lender. And I will repeat that. The borrower, you, are servant to the lender. Therefore, that means you are a slave to whoever you owe. I'll say it again. You are a slave to whoever you owe. So while you out here trying to show off and ball with the red bottom shoes and the this and that and the Gucci bags, and you better put that stuff away because you're trying to show off in front of people who really don't even care about you. And you're getting into debt. You're becoming a slave to your credit cards and everybody else. And the day you miss, they're coming after you. And what did you really use those resources for? For stuff you really didn't need in the first place. When you should have been paying off your debts, getting out of debt quickly. One of the reasons I'm a big fan of paying off my debts quickly is because when they came and took my stuff, I couldn't even do anything about it. You go from a multimillionaire to people taking your stuff, and you have to sit there and take it. And you think back, man, if I had that money again, what would I have done differently? Well, the first thing is pay off everything you own so that no matter how far you fall again, nobody can come and pick nothing up from you because you owe no man nothing. Type of amen if you hear what I'm saying. Those of you who watching these YouTube videos and these dudes making this money in Forex and they buying all this and that, that's cool. But my question is, are they completely out of debt? I'm not against buying nice cars and buying this and that. I'm a fan of it. Love it. But as long as you're paying it off. How could you have had a football or basketball career all this time, and then when your career is over, guess what? All that money you had, and now they come to repo your house. Why didn't you pay the house off? Why didn't you pay the car off? So at least you know the roof over your head and the car that you drive, can't nobody take it from you if you even lose your career. Or you paid your debt down far enough that even if you have to go work at Walmart, it's more than sufficient to be able to take care of your bills. Why? Because you was a good steward over what God gave you. You weren't trying to show off in front of everybody else and going broke, just so people can think you have something that you really don't have. You're a fake imposter. You're an imposter. You fake as two wooden nickels. And your family is suffering because you're trying to make everybody think you're successful as opposed to trying to be successful. You don't take your Forex training seriously. So you keep telling everybody you're a Forex trader, but truth is you ain't. Because you're really not spending quality time trying to study what is being taught to you. Everything's a joke. Everything's a game. Everything's about your image versus really trying to learn to do something. Then you want quick results with foolish thoughts. And you're very unstable. And I'm telling you guys this out of love because the crap is potentially going to hit the fan. We got one shot to turn this around. We literally do. One shot. If we miss this shot, I'm sorry, US is gone. And I'm not a political person. I'm a businessman, and I'm seeing it from a business perspective. We are in big trouble, bigger than what everybody even think is possible. And there's no coming back from it. And it's scary. So everything I'm telling you guys, take it serious, please. Take it serious. All right. Now, let's get on to the charts. All right, you guys. So here's what's happening. Let me go here. I'm kind of upset with myself. When you're trading other people's money, you have to be very, very careful what you do, the decisions you make. But oh my God, I had closed out some trades early. I should have left them things just, oh my God. Oh my God. They didn't lose. We got some pips off of it. Remember last week I was teaching you guys about how to look at the markets as a football field. You remember I did went over that last week. Look at it as a football field. So some plays are going to be done by the running back who will get you 5 yards or 10 yards a carry, which means you'll get short yardage out of that. And then you have one that where it's a short pass to get tight end or something, you know. And so the short pass is maybe 20 yards or 20 pips. So now you started at 15 pips. We talked about this last week. You started at 15 pips, 5 yards a carry for the running back, and then he got another 10-yard carry. So that he got you 15 pips. Okay. So you started with nothing and now you're at 15 pips. Okay. Then you throw a pass to the tight end. He goes about 20 yards. So now you had 15 pips plus 20 pips. That equals how many pips? Type. Quickly. We're not going to be in class long today. How many pips is that? 20 plus 15. How many is that? Talk to me now. 35. Y'all got it. You got it. 35 yards. So now you got 35 yards or 35 pips under your belt. Okay, you got 35. You got 35. So you're going for short yardage, just being careful. And then all of a sudden, you get one nice down the field throw caught by your wide receiver, and that could be for 50 or 60 yards. And now you're closer to your 100 yards in football talk from the football field, 100 yards from end to end. Okay. Either way it goes, the goal is try to get from one end to the other, because every week when the market opens, you start at nothing and you're trying to get to a touchdown. Okay. That's basically it. So what we did was, let me see which ones. Do I remember which ones was it? GCAT. Okay. GCAT was one of them. Oh my goodness. See, but here's what happened. I didn't know that the news event was going to come out, but I was so correct on my analysis on it. Oh my geez. Woo, look at that. Oh my goodness. That thing went sideways. And that's why I was like, okay, I don't know, man. Y'all acting kind of sketch. Okay. But all of a sudden, later on that day, look what happened. Oh my goodness. News came out and that thing shot up. All the CAD pairs did. Here's another one that shot up really nicely. Let me do it like this so we can switch between the two. Let me open up ECAD. I knew this one was coming around the corner sometime soon. And this is a lesson that I'm going to be teaching you guys today. Okay. Let's go to ECAD. So if you're on your charts, go to ECAD and go to the 4-hour time frame. ECAD, go to the 4-hour time frame. Okay. And I'm going to mark this off. Here's what we're going to be discussing rapidito. Okay. Rapidly. This is the lesson of leave it alone. Okay. Rob said that was a punt for a touchdown. Yes, it was. All right, here's the deal. This is called leave it alone. Let me see if I'm in that trade. All right, here's a trade I took a while ago on this particular account. I forgot all about it. How many pips do you guys see on this trade? This is Euro USD. How many pips do you see? And it's still running. You can see it click. And I was going to close it out. This is just a play account. You know, I do some things just to show you guys. Okay, you see 107 pips. Okay, 107. Very good. All right. So the trade, you can see I got this at the bargain basement price right here at the bottom. Okay, nice entry. Okay, right there. What day was that? That's Valentine's Day, my anniversary. It's my anniversary. Okay. Anniversary. All right, here's the deal. How many days ago was Valentine's Day? Today's the 21st. This was on the 14th. Do the math. So you mean in 7 days, one trade did netted me about 100 pips. Now, here's the question. If it was you, would you have been playing around with this trade or would you have left it alone? What would you have done? And this is a lesson for all of us. What would you have done with this trade if it was you? Would you have been playing around with it or left it alone? Type. Okay. Good. I'm seeing honest answers. I like this. Honest answers. That's what I'm looking for. Honesty. You want to know why you do so well in your demo accounts and not your live accounts? Because you do stuff like this. You take the trades and you would have forgot about it. And guess what? By the time you look back at it, you're like, oh, that trade done worked out so nicely. You know how you forget them demo trades? You know, it's just demo, but who cares? Who cares? You know. But if this was a live account, every 2 minutes, you would be checking. Type of 50 if you know I'm telling the truth. Every 2 minutes, you would have been checking this trade. So no way you would have let it run to the 100 pips. Why? Because you don't know how to leave it alone. And sometimes me too. And that's what happened on that CAD trade. Okay. On that CAD trade, it was jiggling its cheeks around a little too much. And see, for me, comfortably, if it was just me, yeah, that's fine. But when you're trading for a couple of hundred people, now you just really be careful. Right. And so you close things out a little bit quicker. And then I'll turn around the house like, oh my good gosh. Look at that thing. Did exactly what I expected. Shot up and would have hit our take profit and went past it. Good news is we didn't lose anything. We made some money off of the trade. It's just we could have made 4 times as much, which bothers me, right? But at least we didn't lose anything, it was okay. Same thing with G Swiss. I closed at break even, but it shot up a little bit more. But you got to be careful. Got to be careful when you're trading other people's money because they're staring at every little minute. Now, if I was actually trading for bankers and institutions, I'll probably trade a whole lot more comfortable. You know why? Because they already anticipate that they should not even be looking at it except for MOM. What is MOM? It's not mom. What is MOM? What is that? What I say it was? There you go. Thank you, Sonia. She got it first. Charlie, you got it next. Month over month. They check their reports month over month or QOQ. What is QOQ? What's QOQ? You got it. Quarter over quarter. Now, in the Forex market, here's what I suggest you learn to do. Okay. If you're going to be a person who holds trades for a little while, all you need to do is check it WOW. What is WOW? If MOM is month over month, QOQ is quarter after quarter, YOY is year over year, WOW is what? Week over week. You guys got it. You only need to check it once a week, not every 2 minutes. Y'all get it? It's just week over week. Check it once a week. Because this particular trade here happened last week, and you would have been happy with this 107 pips, but it required you to be patient and wait for it to play out week over week. It took a week for it to play out from the time of entry to today. 1 exact week. 1 week exactly. Okay? Because Valentine's Day was last week on Wednesday. And here we are next Wednesday, and here's one trade for 107 pips. That's the trouble. Again, if I was trading for bankers and institutions, yeah, I could leave things running for a while. But because we're trading for newbies and retail traders who have zero patience, then you have to come up with a different idea sometimes, which is why shutdown trades just take a couple of pips here and there, make everybody happy, to see trades closing and do what we can. But it's a different philosophy. I really wish we could get the same mindset as the institutional traders, because this is what they do. They make big money, millions of dollars, because they have the patience to know, hey, I know where you're going, so let me just wait. And this is why you see them throwing parties and yachts and everything else, and then they come back and they're still wealthy. Well, what's the difference? You stressing pip after pip, every little glitch, every little move, you panicking, you pissing in your pants, you about to lose your job because you're staring at your phone all the time. And they moved on to other businesses and they're doing other things because they say, okay, I know where you're going. I just check on you in about a week or a month. And they just leave it alone. So at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is trading should be an extremely easy business. One of the easiest business in the world. Okay, literally, it should literally be one of the easiest businesses in the world, because all you're doing is making a determination of what you see. You place your trades, which takes about 30 seconds to do. And then after that, you just leave it alone. Literally, there's nothing else to do unless, unless, unless you don't know how to leave it alone. So then stress comes in, worry comes in, sleepless nights come in. Are you hearing what I'm saying? All these other things that the wealthy people don't deal with because they know how to just set it and forget it. But retail traders don't know how to detach after the process is done. And this is what's tripping you up. And normally I'm cool when I'm trading my own accounts, but when you're trading hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, then it adds stress to me as well, because I know I'm not trading for banks and institutions, I'm trading for retailers, and their mindsets is completely different. So it adds a little bit of stress that I normally don't have to deal with either. But the truth of the matter is, as a whole, if we fix our thinking realistically, all you're doing is placing a trade. You say, okay, I like this setup. You place your trade, place your stop loss, place your take profit, and then you walk away and go live. Go do something else. Type of 40 if this is making sense to you. I know this is common sense, but it still don't make sense because let me tell you why. And then after that, let's take hands. There's a scripture, and I told you guys, whether you believe in the Bible or not, I really don't care what your religion is. I'm not a religious man. That's why I'm not a preacher man. I don't want to be labeled as no preacher. No, I just love God. God loves me, and that's all I know. Okay. So I ain't no preacher man, but I do read the principles of scripture. And when you read a principle, just like the law of gravity, you can fight it all you want, but that's cool. Jump off a building and see if you win. That concrete gonna win every single time because of the law of gravity. Well, here's another law. The law is, why was I okay with leaving this trade and not even thinking about it versus if it was a live trade, I'm watching it every 2 minutes. Here's the reason why. There's a law. The Bible says, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Okay. Where you put your money, there where you're, and it's not talking about the heart beating in your chest. It talks about where your treasure or where your money is, that's where your emotional state will be. It's hard for you to break the ties between your money and how you feel about it. And I've talked this many times, but that's the problem. The minute you went live, something else happened. You were doing great in demo, but you stink in live accounts. Why? Because now you've turned on a factor. You've awoken a monster inside of you called your emotions, because now you realize, oh, this is real money. And so the same thing that was working for you in demo, you stop doing it. Now you panicking. Every little blip, every little movement, every little this and that, you tripping. Why? Because it's real money. And so it woken up your emotional state. Wherever your treasure is, there will your emotional state be also. And so now you're staring at your phone when you should be at work. Your boss is checking up on you. They checking you out. You're about to lose your job just over a trade that was only worth $20. But that $20 to you means everything because you want to win this trade versus just leaving it alone. But you're going to lose that job that's paying you a couple of grand a month that put food on the table for your family. That don't make no sense. I ain't talking about you, but if you know some people who do that stuff, type 100 in the box. They're always on their phone, even at work. Interesting. 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 Family, if we learn nothing else, learn that trading is a peaceful business. Set it and forget it. Because truth is, there is nothing more you can do. The market, once you have placed your trade and your stop loss, and if you want to take profit, once you've done that, you have no more control over what's happening. Whatever the market does, it is what it is. Here's the good news. The one thing you can control is how much you put on each trade. As long as you manage how much you put on each trade, and guess what? You ain't got a trip. You know why? Because even if you lose the trade, it's only a small percentage of your account. You have plenty left over to get into another trade. Therefore, trading should be a completely peaceful business. One of the easiest and most peaceful businesses on the planet. You come to your charts, you do a quick analysis and place your trade, place your stop loss, use about 2, 3, 4% of your account, and then you go on about your day. Worst case scenario, even if you use 5% of your account, that trade loses, you still got 95% left to play for another day. Easy peasy. I ain't even tripping. It ain't that big of a deal. It's just a trade. If it works out, cool. If it don't, that's cool. If it takes a week to play out, that's cool. If it doesn't, that's fine. It don't matter. It should be a very peaceful business. Okay. All right. Let's go to hands. Okay. And Robert said he uses 5% equity, which works well for him. That's my point. If you lose, watch this. Let's say you take 5 trades in a row at 5% of your account. 5 trades and all 5 don't work out. How much do you still have left in your portfolio? And Jay, I got you first. Type. You took 5 trades, all 5 of them lost. How much do you still have left in your portfolio? 5%. Okay. 5% each trade, and you took 5 trades and they all lost. How much do you still have left? Reggie, you got it. 75%. If you take 100% minus 25, that leaves you 75. 75 and 25 equals 100. 75 plus 25 equals 100. That means you can lose 5 trades in a row at 5% of your portfolio and still have 75% of your account left. So what are you tripping off of? Why are you tripping? Are you guys getting this? It's not that big of a deal. That's why sometimes you hear me saying, well, okay, on to the next one. Why? Because it didn't blow my account. It's not going to break me. I'm not putting my faith and I don't put my faith in any trade 100%. I don't trust none of these trades 100% because I know what they do. At any given time, a news event can spark up and they can go nuts. And there you go. Problem. There it is. There's a problem. So I know that can happen. So I don't trust any trade where I'm going to be putting no 100% trust into it. So if I don't trust you from day one, you better believe I'm using a percentage of my account so that if you don't work out, that's fine. That's fine. I anticipated that you may not work out. I don't trust you 100%. It's no different from going to a casino and you put some money on the slot machine or you put some money on the roulette table. You know you got a 50-50 chance of it working out or not working out. You know that, but it's just fun. It's just fun. It's just something to do. Okay? You don't go to the casino saying, oh, I'm finna quit my job. You know, you go there and have a good time. Why? Because you know goodness well, you took what? Let me say this and then let me go to Jay's hand. Watch this. Watch this. What's the difference between the Forex market and the casino? Truth is, really nothing. They're both gambling shacks. Except for this one, you can actually anticipate a little bit more because you can plot from marking up your charts and plot around where it's going to be. In the casinos, you can't even do that. That roulette table, you can't do that. Slot machine, you can't do that. But if then you have less opportunity to plot your success in a casino than you do the Forex market, here's the question then. Why is it that you panic more over something you can plot with potential than something that you have zero control over, no plotting, and yet you have a better time at the casino? Why is that? At least here, I can kind of say, okay, I see it doing a double bottom. I see it testing this. Okay, I got better odds in the Forex market when it comes to gambling. When I go to the casino, go down to Vegas or somewhere, guess what? I can't plot nothing there. But yet I have a great time. And I even go in there knowing how much I'm willing to lose with happiness and glee in my heart. Why? Here's the reason why. And I'll say this and we're done. When I go to the casinos, and I really don't even play in the casinos, I really don't. This is enough gambling for me. People be like, "Are you going to this casino? Have a good time?" Man, trading in the markets is the same thing. I know I already had gambling all week long. I done had my turn. I'm good. Okay. So I go for the shows and the lights and everything else, entertainment. But watch this. What's the difference between the two? And hopefully this lesson will help some of you guys settle down. The problem is at the casino, write this down. Your expectations were not attached other than just having a good time. When you come to the Forex market, your expectations have been attached, meaning quit your job, pay off all your bills, buy a Lamborghini, buy a mansion, and you've attached your concept of financial freedom to this casino. When you went to Vegas or wherever you go, the bingo shack, gambling shack, wherever, you just went there knowing it was just a good time. So you were stress-free and you already predetermined how much you were willing to lose. And when you lost that, you walked out the door with smiling and glee, talking about, oh, I had a good time. And you lost everything. But you still walked out saying, I had a good time. That was fun. So you're telling me it was fun to lose everything? Yeah, it sure was. I had a good time. We need to go plan another vacation. Let's all go back again in 3 months. See, it was no attachments to it. No emotional attachments. But over here, you attach your dreams of freedom, financial this, financial that. I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to tell my boss to kiss both of my butt cheeks because I can't stand him or her, and da, 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 da. And so you attach your dreams and values to this market. So therefore, every trade becomes essentially important, as opposed to when you went to the casino, it was just fun. Type 100 if you hear what I'm saying. This is where we get dangerous. This is why you over leverage over here, but you manage your money better over there. You know you got to be at this casino for at least 6 hours with your friends. So you don't want to lose all your money in the first hour. So you stretch it out. You'll actually use a better risk percentage in the casino than you do over here. Because over here, every trade got to work out because you're trying to flip this account, you're trying to pass its prop firm, you got all these expectations. Over here, it was nothing more than just a good time. Interesting. So if you're talking about market psychology, trading psychology, can you see where the problem comes in? This is trading psychology at its core. Because the psychology is your thinking process. You're at a gambling shack, but you have fun over here. You come over here and you're panicking, you're pissing, you're angry. That is psychology. And you have to turn this off. Let it be what it's going to be. And then this will become a whole lot more easier to deal with, a lot more fun, and you ain't even tripping. And you will stop over leveraging your account because over leveraging comes with excessive expectations of financial freedom, trying to get there quickly. Let's go to Jay. Jay, go ahead and unmute.
Good morning, Uncle P. How you doing?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I got something to tell you, man. You know how we talk about market manipulation, right?
Yes.
I saw it firsthand right in front of my face. The other day, I had the copycat, and of course, I have two accounts running. One had the Chef Yin still running, the other one were closed out. This was Sunday night when market first opened. And I'm sitting here like, Dr. Elvis had a Zoom call that night. So I'm asking him because I'm like, should they be closed or should they be open? He said, well, mine are still open.
Yep.
Another guy said, mine are still open. So I'm like, why is mine closed? So we're typing with the broker, asking them questions. They tried to say that the spread was so big that it closed us out, but that wasn't true based on what they were saying. So as we're communicating and we're asking, why did you close us out? We slowly see them put us back in the trade.
Wow.
Confront them about the other trade. As we're watching, they put us back in another trade with the same pair. And I was like, wow, it just kind of blew me away to actually watch them do it.
So Jay, do you now understand? I've been telling people for the longest, do you understand why your uncle never speaks about prop firms, about brokerages? I never do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's my brother, because if it happened, I guarantee you, my name would be dragged all through the mud. I'll be called this, that, and the other. Well, you was the one who told me to go with them, and you must have been. They must have they paying you this and that, and they manipulate and never would even contact the broker. They would contact me as if it was my fault that happened. That's why I just keep myself separated from that stuff. It's not that I don't want to answer people's questions or I don't know certain things. It's just that I got to keep my name clear. Because if these brokers pull some stuff like that, then guess what? They don't get contacted. They contact me and blame me for it. And so I just rather keep my name clear from it. That's why, brother. I told y'all.
Yep, they do it. And you know, we asked them, you know, why did you do this? They would never answer that question.
No, they won't.
But
And
they would just say it was the spread, and that's not true.
you know why? Because you don't know who they are personally. They don't have a face.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have a personal person that you know you can contact and blame for it. It's just an entity hidden behind advertisement. So they can do whatever they want. And if you don't like it, you're just one of thousands of their customers. So guess what? Kick rocks. Keep it going. We got more people coming anyway. That's what you feel about it. See, nope. But it's just me putting my face out there, and I'm not going to do it. So I don't put my name out there on anything. And I get contacted a lot by all these entities, brokers, companies, this, that, and it's not a week that goes by that some company ain't contacting Uncle P. Uncle P, we love your videos. We want to do this and that. We want to pay you. Nope, you cannot pay me enough to endorse nothing. I'd rather be broke than endorse a company in this industry. Now, if it was in a different industry, it's different. But in this industry, you're quick to be called a scammer if anything goes wrong. So I just want to keep my name clear. I told y'all that stuff happens, bro.
Yeah. I'm not going to take much of your time. I just wanted to put that out there. Don't get finesse FX.
The deal.
Don't do it.
Behind that, because when with our copycat service, we were getting blamed for things that the brokers were doing. So even I'm like, bro, what is you talking about? Here's what we have open. Here's what we're doing. Cut, clean, and clear. So if we put out a report, like I think we're 110 now, or 109 and 11 losses. We still have some trades open and floating, but we're 109 trades that won and only 11 losses. And then people were coming back, oh, that report ain't true. Wait a minute, it's true. How is it possible that some people in this group are saying, yes, their trades are this and this, and we did get these, and you didn't get it? They never even take the time to say, it possibly could have been my broker. So thank you for sharing that, because I've been trying to warn people, look, we don't got nothing to do with the brokers. What happens with your broker stays, what they say, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Whatever happens between your broker, that stays with your broker. You need to address your broker. Don't come saying we falsify nothing. We work hard to make sure we're profitable. So other people are saying, yes, those trades worked out for me too. And you're the person who's saying it didn't, then that means you need to stop, drop, and roll. Go check your broker. Something wrong with that. Yep. Thank you so much for sharing, brother.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
I really appreciate that comment. I really do. Because we get blamed for everything your brokers do. Everything. I'm not your broker. Go to your broker. Why ain't this working? Go contact your broker. That's their trading platform. Well, why did they do this? Am I your broker? I'm not your broker. So this is why I stay completely away from certain topics. I don't have the energy for it. I don't have the energy for it. And Miss Donna, she's in here too. Donna, you can confirm that, boy, they be blowing us up over stuff that ain't got nothing to do with us. Just amazing. Contact your broker or switch a broker. Anytime a broker does that, by the way, you guys, anytime brokers keep pulling shady stuff like that, that means they're not a good trusted partner. And how am I going to become financially free with a manipulator? You know what I'm saying? So I started looking for other brokers to deal with at that point. I don't stay faithful to an unfaithful broker. That's just me. You do what you want. Let's see, Donna typed in the box. See, told you, Ben, they be wearing us out. Okay. All right. Let's go to, hold on. I had somebody else. Any other hands? Somebody had their hand up. Any other questions for today? Okay, Sabrina, there you go. Go ahead, Sabrina, unmute. And Robert, I got you next, sir. Hi, Sabrina.
Hey, Uncle P, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you good. What's happening?
Okay, I'm driving, so bear with me. So what you was just, I hope all is well with you, but what you were just talking about, I'm in the copycat. I had 3 trades going, and 2 of my accounts like went to 0. One.
Yep. Uh-oh, you dropped out. Go ahead and unmute again, sis. Okay.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So would that be my broker?
Yes.
Would that be on them? Okay. Because I'm like, hold on. It was in profit, everything, all 3 accounts. And then I wake up yesterday and 2 of the accounts were like 0. And I'm like, Miss Donna, she's amazing.
See?
I've been her headache for the last 2 weeks.
But you was in profit, weren't you?
I was in profit, and both, like I said, I got 3 accounts running. 2 of them just went to 0. One of them is still running. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? So I just wanted to ask that question. Was it my broker? But you just explained that. So thank you. No, it's not you then. It's them.
Very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right.
Here's a second testimony from another person who confesses that we kid people into profit, and yet the broker got involved. And here's y'all been hearing this for the longest, that some brokers don't want you to be profitable. Type of 50 if you ever heard that before. Some brokers don't like profitable people. They're used to making money off of those who don't do well. Are you hearing what I'm saying? They're used to dealing with people who don't do well in the retail space. Now y'all done jumped aboard with the copycat service, and now you becoming profitable. Uh-oh, we got problems. Uh-oh, they're profitable. Wait a minute, and it's too many of them. It's hundreds of them becoming profitable. Wait a minute, we got what shall we do? I told y'all, man, this stuff be going on. Robert, what's happening?
Oh, not much. I know you're hating on prop firms, but first of all, correction, I'm not using 5%. I'm using 0.5% of equity. So it's not 5%, it's like 0.5%.
Yeah. I would misannounce about I saw it. Yeah, good stuff.
I was like, no, there's no way I could do that much.
Yep.
And so far, I mean, I've already got one funded. I'm working on a second one for 10,000, and I'm halfway through 100,000 so far. And even at just that 0.5%, let me bring up my chart here. I've made, like on this 100K one, I have to make 5,000.
Yeah.
I mean, not 5,000, 10,000.
Yeah.
And I've made just over 5 in like looks like 2.5 weeks.
See?
But I'm not in a hurry. It's working. I see it working.
Bro, neither am I. Neither am I. That's the point. And I appreciate you sharing that about patience. This is the one thing that separates those who are succeeding versus those who are not. And I can't stress this enough in the retail space. This is what's killing the retail traders. Impatience.
Yeah.
So thank you. I'm glad you shared that, man.
Yeah. And I saw, I came across the website. I searched for something else, and something more interesting popped up. Somebody had done an audit of 3 of the top prop firms, how much they made from what, and it's like, and they were realistic. They said only 5% get funded.
Yeah.
And they even give you reasons why they fell and stuff like that. And they even broke it down how much they made versus failed challenges versus funded traders.
Yep.
So they did make it on both sides.
Yeah. I know.
But we'll see. I'll keep this one open, see what it does.
We'll go from there, huh?
Well, I mean, they're 2 of the top ones, top tier and Blue Guard.
Yeah.
And I've also noticed Blue Guardians having to go away from MT4 because of meta quotes. And not only that, I don't know if you saw this, but meta quotes, not only are they dropping licenses for brokers or prop firms that do business with U.S. residents, the latest is even if you have a dual citizenship, if one of those is in the U.S., they're dropping.
Yeah. And that's why
They're coming for us big time.
that question keeps coming up often. And I told people I never was a fan of U.S. brokers in the first place. I really never was. So
because there's so much under control from
there's too much. And this is again why I keep telling y'all, the US is stupid. Well, not the US. Some people are stupid.
who's in charge of the U.S. No matter who we see.
I'm trying to tiptoe around it, Rob. I'm being very, very careful on what I'm saying because it's going to be somebody who hear it through political ears and they get offended real quick. But the truth of the matter is, this is why all these other countries are becoming prosperous while we're going broker and broker, because we're so busy about trying to control people and control this and control that. And all these other countries say, well, bring your business over here. We got you. We got you. And so therefore, yeah, there was a lot more flexibility and freedom with a lot of brokers that are existing outside of the U.S. and they're still regulated in their countries. They're just not regulated here in the U.S. And the reason why is because the U.S. is going nuts over regulations. Regulate this, regulate that, regulate this, regulate. And they're regulating.
I work for the EPA. I know all about regulations and how some of them are stupid.
You're too much into controlling, and as a result, you're stifling growth and ingenuity in the process. You're choking off people who are inventive thinkers. You're choking them off with your rules and regulations because at the end of the day, what do they want anyway? Payment.
Money.
That's what it's about.
Money and control.
And here's the smart thing for smart people. If you go to places where you don't try to choke them off by trying to get greedy off of what their efforts are going to bring, they can actually expand their business, hire more people, and through that process of hiring more people, those people who work for them pay what? Taxes. So you still would make money if you leave them alone. But they don't do that.
Political, when you know who was in office, a lot of businesses came back from overseas over here.
Yeah, I know, but we ain't talking about that.
Because the tax rates are more reasonable.
I ain't saying nothing, Rob. You're trying to get me in trouble.
That's okay. No, I'm gonna get me in trouble.
Let me take this next hand before we get some trouble. Thanks.
Right.
Ooh, Lord have mercy. It's just business sense. Business sense. Business. Think. Hey, let me say this real quick, and then CC, I got your hand next. Okay. Here's just something that's just common sense. Just common sense. Okay. Here's common sense. I'm a business owner. Just imagine super easy. Okay. Me, Donna, Dr. Elvis, and Miss Jenny. Okay. And then I got about 10 other people who work for me behind the scenes. Y'all never met them and never will because they do things for me behind the scenes. Okay. Including my daughter. I brought her on board and she does little small jobs for me as well. I just brought her on about a week or two ago. So here's the deal. So I went from just Uncle P sitting in one room by himself to now having a little small business, a little cute business, boutique business, right? Okay. Little boutique business. But what if we expanded this business to where it's so big that it challenges a lot of the big Forex companies out there. And so now I have about 1,000 employees now. People will still get mad saying, oh, Uncle P, he all about that money. Okay, well, I grew a business from just a boutique business to needing over 1,000 or 2,000 employees. Just say I've got 2,000 employees working for me, right? 2,000 employees. I will be criticized because I'm a successful businessman. Oh, see, yeah, he think he's something. He scammed his way to the top and everything else. Okay, now watch this. The government wants me to pay, and they say, oh, he ain't paying enough taxes. But hold on, stupid. Hold on, dummy. Hold on. Because business-wise, you were trying to get taxes out of one person, but because of my ingenuity, I created a big company that now houses about 2,000 employees, and the 2,000 employees is all paying you taxes. So why target me for my ingenuity when in essence, my ingenuity is having 2,000 people pay you taxes? So whether you got it directly out of my pocket or out of my mind of my ingenuity by growing the company, and now you're getting 2,000 people paying you taxes who wasn't paying you taxes before, stupid. The rich getting richer. They ain't paying their fair share. You stupid as two wooden nickels in your head. You got a company that went from nothing to putting food on the table for thousands of people, and part of the thousands of people they hired have to pay you taxes. If it wasn't for the one person you targeted, the thousands of people who paying you taxes would not be paying you taxes. But what do we hear on the news? They ain't paying their fair share. And they get everybody riled up, get everybody upset with the very person who has now employed thousands of people, when those thousands of people never would even had food on their table. They wouldn't have had a job. They wouldn't have money coming in to pay rent and roof over their head to provide for their families. And we target the very ingenuitive thinking people who created the environment for these people to be able to do this. And you, government, you got a chance to get paid taxes out of something you really had no involvement with, which always baffled me. How are you demanding money from me when you had no involvement with it? You didn't stay up late helping me build this business. You didn't help me plan this business. You didn't help me think this business. Every step of the way, you kept trying to tax me all the way. And when you're done with that, if I become successful, now you're demanding more, or else I go to jail for not paying you. Sure sounds like a thug setup to me. Gangster mob, for real, for real. How do I owe you something that you didn't work for? Gangster? But let me be quiet. Let me get CeCe's hand, because I'm about to end up in trouble. If y'all, I ain't going to say it, Jesus, Lord, forget. But if you know I'm telling the truth, type of 100 in the box. Any entrepreneur out there knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. CeCe, let's go ahead with CeCe before I get myself in trouble. CeCe, go ahead and talk to us. What's happening?
Good morning, Dr. P and everyone else. How are you today?
Morning.
You on the road today.
Should be, because I know I'm gonna stop.
Listen, I joined a while back and I've been out of the loop, and I was wondering, my schedule changed and everything. So I was able to attend today, and I'm just finding out that you have a copycat. How can I get information, or where can I get information? I didn't know how much it cost and what I needed to do to sign up.
Yeah, just go to our website, superezforex.com, and then you'll click on I think it's the yellow tab. It's a yellow tab that says copycat, and it has the full website where you can see exactly what it does. And actually, there's a YouTube video on there on the screen, and you'll see me take a trade on one side, and you'll see how it copied onto the other platform on the other side. So really, it's just a hands-off business. You set it up and then just leave it alone, check it once a week. So it's on there. Just go to superezforex.com and click on copycat, and the pricing, everything is right there to subscribe.
It doesn't matter what broker or what type of computer I have.
Doesn't. No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Good talking with you, CeCe.
You as well.
All right, let's go to Liz. Liz is in the house. Liz, go ahead and unmute.
Good morning, Uncle P.
Hey, what's happening with you, sis?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay. And good morning, Super Easy family. Yes, Uncle P, I had a quick question once again, like the other men who called in about the broker problems and stuff. I have one, but a small one, because thanks to Miss Jenny and Dr. Elvis, I've already got my good broker. So
Good.
the Too Easy system with the dashboard, that was hooked to one of the brokers. I had to leave, because of all the crazy stuff. As far as the Too Easy system, is there any way I can get with Miss Donna and ask her to
Or just shoot me an email.
shift it over to my new broker? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, just send me an email to superezforex@gmail.com. I'll actually take care of it, because now they always have a lot of people
Yes.
her up all the time, so I'm trying to take some of that off her plate. So send it to superezforex@gmail.com, and over here in our neighborhood, we'll take care of it for you. Me or one of the other people over here, we'll take care of it.
For sure. Okay. Because I noticed it went out this weekend because I get off the charts the weekends and go enjoy the weekend, like you say, and I come back and the Too Easy system was there, but it wasn't working. I said, Ben got rid of that broker. So I
Yeah,
think what I need to do is just reach out to y'all and let y'all know because you get two brokers with that system, right? I
right.
mean, two accounts, right?
That's correct. And like
Okay. So I'll,
normally, because what we did was because a lot of people they will blow up their accounts and then keep hitting us up saying, oh, well, I need to change. No, it don't work like that. But when we know
right.
there's a broker that's involved messing your stuff up, then that's when we step in and say, hey, we'll make an exception for it. And I know you, and I've known you for a long time, so I know that you're a person of integrity. So I'm saying that everybody else out there who, well, let me do no, got no integrity, quit. Because we'll check out
Right.
the broker and see whether the broker actually did do X, Y, Z. If the broker ain't did it, the answer is no. But that's what we got some people who do that, but I know that ain't you. So yes, it's just send it over. We got you.
Right. Okay, then I'll do that later on when I get a chance. Thank you, Uncle P.
No
All
worries.
right.
Cool. All right, you guys, that's pretty much it for today. Not much left to talk about because again, like I said, the markets are just dancing in a small range. They're consolidating until around, in my opinion, they're consolidating until around 2 o'clock. Once 2 o'clock hits and the feds come out and make their announcement, we may see some fireworks depending on what they say. But sometimes they drop little hints of what they plan on doing prior to the actual interest rate announcement. So that's what the concern is. Are they going to hint towards moving forward with raising interest rates, which I heard that they are going to have to do that to increase the value of the dollar since less countries are using it. It's losing its value. So the only way to bring value back is to pay interest on that dollar. So they may raise interest rates back up, which means it ain't good for you. Okay. And I ain't say you and I, because guess what? I ain't trying to buy a whole lot of stuff. I can go get me some little shoes, little knickknacks, just for fun. But I ain't trying to get no debt. Get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do big things right now. So if they raise interest rates, it's going to make it difficult for a person who's trying to buy a house this summer or buy a car this summer and all these different things. But what I've heard, and I could be wrong, but what I heard was they really are being forced to have to do something like that because the dollar is going to continue to lose its value since countries around the world are no longer using it to do their transactions. So what other choice do you have other than to raise interest rates to bring the dollar back up in value? I told you this is some wicked stuff going on. All because we were stupid. We were stupid with our responsibilities. We weren't managing our power of leadership correctly. And I don't care whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. Both do stupid stuff. Both. I'm not in that gang warfare of Crips and Bloods, red or blues. That's what it is. It's Crips and Bloods, red or blues. That's Democrat and Republicans. It's red and blue. I grew up with them Crips and Bloods. It was the same color. And it was gang warfare. It's just now they're being done in the political offices with good speeches. But it's the same thing. It's gang warfare. And these people crooked as two left feet. They crooked. And we're paying for it. And not them, you. That's what upsets me. You got to pay for it. Your children got to pay for it. And the problem is you're listening to the crooked people. The very ones who's doing you in, they come on TV, give these nice little speeches, and y'all believe them. And as a result, your family suffers while believing the people who say you ain't suffering. The very ones who's doing this to y'all is the ones who come on TV and say they ain't doing it. And they point the finger at somebody else, the other side. See, it's the other side. No, it's you. And then when the other side get in power, then they say, oh, it's this side. No, it's you. Neither one. No integrity. And y'all suffering. And defending the people who's making you suffer. arguing with your family over the persons who's making you suffer. Interesting. The General, one last question and then we're done. Hey,
Uncle
sir.
P, good morning, my brother. I missed the whole class, man. I was over here focused on something. I'm like, oh, I missed class. Quick question. I just want to see what NASDAQ look like on Ocean Wave.
Okay.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, no worries. Let's go there.
How you doing today, my brother?
Ooh, man, I'm all right. Cool as two fans.
Hey, I feel you. Sometimes I've been needing 3 fans. You know what I mean?
All right, here's a go on a 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour. As you can see, Ocean Wave called it. You know, when it comes to trading the indices, just to be honest with you guys, if I had to choose which trading system to trade just the indices only, I would always go with the Ocean Wave, hands down. I would go with Ocean Wave hands down every single time. The Ocean Wave tends to call the indices far better than any other system. Okay, so you can see when it was smooth going up, and you can see where it's heading down now. And see, this is telling you the half and half that we talk about in the tutorials. Okay, this is the US 30. Okay, and that's on the 1 hour. And here's the S&P 500.
Yeah, all 3 of them, they all went down at the same time.
I will tell you this.
Tuesday, yesterday.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. If the Feds raise interest rates, you can expect that to possibly go down more. You know why? Here's the reason why. Okay, and this is economics for you guys. When companies are ran, and I get contacted by our payment processors, PayPal, and all these people, they want me, oh, you want to get a business loan? You're doing good as a business. You're stable. You've been around for a while. Would you like a business loan? No.
Heck no.
No. The servant is borrowed to, I'm sorry, the servant is slave to the lender. I ain't trying to be a slave to you. No, I'm fine. I don't want your money. Why? Because what happens is businesses function off of loans. OPM, other people's money. So they borrow money from the feds, they borrow money from the banks to run their businesses, and then from the profits, they pay back the loan. Okay, so they're really not using their money. Here's the problem. If the feds raise interest rates, that makes the business money they borrow more expensive. And how do they offset their cost? How do you think? What do you think they do to offset the cost? You want me to give you a hint?
Yeah.
Have your grocery bills went up?
Oh man, they been went up. Them things been went up since COVID.
Okay, that's my point. Whatever costs them more, it's going to cost you more. That's inflation. That's when they inflate or blow like a balloon. They blow it up bigger because it costs them more money to get the money to borrow. They pass that cost over to you, the consumer, and guess what? We all go downhill. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's a sick cycle.
That's
So
crazy. That makes sense. All these freaking bills being passed to fund X, Y, and Z.
Man, I'm
going
trying
here, there, and everywhere. But man, look, don't even get me started.
Bro, I'm trying to educate you guys so that you'll understand the bigger picture as to why when I tell you, hey, take this Forex trading stuff,
Serious.
take it serious, because what if this is the last pot of money you can access and people juking and playing around and not taking nothing serious until it's the last minute? They keep depending on their jobs like their job's going to be here. Let me tell you something. This is exactly what I'm warning you against. I'm not trying to do scare tactics, but it's the absolute truth. If the feds raise interest rates and money becomes more expensive for your business to borrow it to function, how do they cut costs? By cutting you. They cut. What do you think all these companies are announcing layoffs? Where do you think that's coming from? It's not that they don't want or need the people, but they still have to tell shareholders that they're a profitable company. The fastest way to do that is to cut people out. And instantly the money you was given to the employees is now free capital. Then you take the workload and double it up on the people.
Oh, that's so funny you say that, because you know what that is? That's exactly what happened in the military.
Brother, I'm trying to tell people. I told you I'm just a black guy with a baseball hat, but I'm telling you, this is what it required to think for yourself. It's right happening in front of everybody. This is what burns me up, because I would talk to people and trying to give them wisdom, and they will argue me down versus going by what it's right there in your face. It's happening in your face. You want to hear them tell them good speeches, and I'll be so sick, and I'll just be like, oh, you talk to these political people on TV. Well, the president should have said this. Who cares whether he said something or not? He ain't doing nothing.
He ain't the one doing it. Yeah.
He doing it. He was supposed to have said, oh my God, are you kidding me?
He the puppet.
Kidding me? And your family is suffering, and you sitting up here acting crazy of this person? Or that person? I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. Our families are suffering, and they're going to suffer more because there's more crap on its way. And I'm trying to warn people, take this serious. Take it serious. Take it serious. This is what I'm saying. So yes, that is why the NASDAQ, the stock market, goes down when the Feds raise interest rates. Why? Because the businesses that are on the stock market, they now have to come up with more
money.
More money. So what happens to their profit margins? That interest rate just ate into their profit margins. Because now the profit I was making, now some of that got to go back to interest rates out of the blue. I just lost money out of the blue because you raised interest rates. So voila, there you go. That's why the stock market goes down when the Feds raise interest rates. That's why layoffs happen when the Feds raise interest rates. That's why. My God, I ain't even went to school for this stuff, but this is business. Business. When you run a business, you see things differently. This is business, sir. I'm concerned. So if the Feds raise interest rates, okay, watch and see what I say. So anyway,
we'll get an idea this afternoon.
Yeah, but they have just may hint. Today is not the actual day.
Yeah, I know it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, but they may hint towards it. And if they hint towards raising interest rates, you're still going to see skyrocketing problems. Yeah, this is serious.
Yeah, it's getting bad. It's getting really bad.
And what makes it bad is because the very people who's being affected are the ones who's, like Miles Monroe was talking about before we started class, talking about sheep mentality. It is hard to mind. That's one of the worst things, is to try to change a sheep's mind when they are locked in and loaded on what they believe, and it's hard for them to see anything other than what they were told to think, and that's when the problems come in. And so that's why I stay away from this stuff. I just don't hold conversations with people like that most of the time. I avoid it. Sheep mentality, because I'm giving them something that even if they were just a no-brainer, okay, Feds raise interest rates, businesses is going to start raising your prices. Okay, that's common sense. But sheep will still say, bah, 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 you're wrong, bah, bah, my party said blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
So that means the same with this too, huh? With the oil.
I've been trying to tell y'all, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. I've been a businessman. I'm not a politician. I can care less about your political parties. I don't care about Biden winning or Trump winning or this and that. That's your business. Don't look at that for that reason. I look at the person for who can do the job, not your political side, but who has the mentality of business to understand how to get us out of this rut. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at, if you had to work for Uncle P and we're in a financial crunch, which one of these two will be the one who has the business acumen to do the job? I told you guys years ago, back in the past, I actually was the hiring manager for Bank of America. And I used to manage Bank of America's entire property portfolio. And I had the India team, California team, and Texas team all reporting to me. And I reported directly to the president and vice president of the property portfolio division of Bank of America. I was a top dog, bro. Top dog. Yeah, I'm a black guy with a baseball hat, but I don't mean I'm stupid. And so I know about all this stuff. And so when I was hiring people by the masses, I had to look at resumes and I knew here's what the bank wants done. So who would be a good fit for the job? Now, I don't care if you're cute. I don't care if you're handsome. That's cool, but it ain't qualifying for what this role requires. Or you understand what I'm saying? I'm looking for who can do this job at this time the way I need it done. So when I'm looking at how this country is being ran, I'm not looking at it from political eyes. I'm looking at it from who understands what's really the problem and who understands that we got one shot left to get this thing done. And from that perspective, I have to choose between which one of these two crazy people are going to do the best. Both of them
You know
crazy.
what's crazy? Most folks ain't gonna understand though. You know why? It's because first thing, social media. Second thing, them cell phones. Third thing, all the other distractions that are created by you know who to distract you from the real truth.
But the problem is people being told what to think versus thinking for themselves.
Thinking for themselves. Yeah.
And that's the problem. And if you think for yourself and say that you think for yourself and state what you think for yourself, then you become the enemy too, because you spoke the truth. I'm just thinking for myself. I don't really care about all this other stuff. Who can do the job? That's all I want to know. Who can do the job? I don't care whether you're wearing a blue collar or red collar. I don't care about all that. Who can do the job? We got one shot left. And if we miss this, I'm telling you guys, we are done. There is no way back. I'm telling you guys right now. Let me shut up. All right, I'm done. Y'all have a good day. I'm trying to quiet life. I don't want nobody coming after me. Guys, we got one shot left. One shot left. Honestly, one shot left. And if we mess this up, we're done. We're done. And I feel sorry for every family out there. Every family. All right, you guys, peace and hair grease.